On this episode, the Cajun Yacht is getting a cool upgrade. With a few modifications and a little bit cutting, we're installing a 10K BTU inverter style AC. And while it's on the trailer, I'm going to knock out a project I've been wanting to get to. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. So right now, I got to go ahead and remove the paneling, get that off the wall. Go ahead and get all the insulation pulled out so we can get the old AC took out the wall so we can get ready for the new one. There we go. With the old AC out, we can go ahead and mark all our lines for a rough opening and get to cutting. Alright y'all, let me show y'all what's going on. I kind of jumped the gun. Y'all know when Captain J get working, I kind of forget about the camera, but I didn't get too far ahead. But I went to put the air conditioner into the rough opening, and I stuck a piece of wood to hold it in place, and then discovered something pretty simple, which is kind of the same idea I had. But let me show y'all. So y'all see right here, I dropped a piece that's cut out like a U that goes around the AC, comes down, catches here, put another one at the top, and that kind of holds it in place. As y'all can see right here, that's gonna give me plenty to screw to when I slip this piece in here to cover this opening. Alright, got them pieces stitched in place. Now we can go work on the support bracket outside. Before I go out there and do that bracket, they got these little clips right here which can screw to the side of the AC on the inside, and this will lock it from sliding around. So let me see. So right now, this kind of goes like this, screws in right here, and then you can adjust it for the depth you are. So I'm gonna put these on, get the unit slid in, locked in place so it can't move around no more. Then we'll go do the other part. That way nothing keeps moving around. Alright y'all, so as y'all know, this is kind of a learning as I'm going thing. These window units were not designed, they designed for a window the way they made, but I didn't think I was gonna be able to use the actual hang bracket for it. But after some pondering and some looking, I can make it work, I believe. So this is the bracket it come with. That slips under the AC, goes outside, and they have some outrigger legs that mounts to the wall to hold the weight. So after doing some looking and thinking, I'm gonna be able to use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the AC either out or just lift it up, slide that bracket underneath there, and see if we can better make that work. So let's give it a shot. Alright, so we got these little pins right here you can pull in and out. This slides in like so, and you got all these adjustments you can do. So we want to pick it up about right here. Let's see, about right. Oh, drop the pin. Put it about here, last setting. Get that in there. Put this through it. And then, I think we can go ahead and kind of lift up, get a little weight off of it, and then put a screw. Think that'll work. I'm gonna go see inside, Rick. I'm gonna go show y'all something. I think we're about to test this thing before we even finish, because it is getting hot. All right, it is 10 o'clock. Been having that little AC pumping in the front. Ain't working too good. Let me show y'all. We are at 90 degrees, 69% humidity. Stick that right there. So it's 90 degrees in here right now with that little AC running. So I think I'm about to fire up that thing, that new AC, because I can let it run while I'm doing what I gotta do on the outside. And let's see if that thing's gonna make any difference. I hope I ain't doing all that work for nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that little one off. We're gonna fire up that thing, see what it do. Let's try that again, make sure this one's right. That should be it. Okay, power. Alright, y'all, my battery kind of died on that last little shot. But let's see. Y'all remember the time when I turned the other one off and just about got this one going? It was around 10 o'clock, right? A little after 10 o'clock. But anyways, right now, it's 10:30. And we are already down to 81 degrees, 46% humidity. So it's definitely cooling down a lot better. Done dropped almost 10 degrees already. It was like 91 in here whenever the last time I did a reading. So now we're down to 81.7. Let's see how low she gonna go. I got her on wide open right now on the fan. And I did try it on the low setting and it's super quiet. So it shouldn't be a lot of noise in here once it's cooled down and I can lower that fan down, and hopefully it keeps up like that. Because I can tell y'all, there's hardly any noise outside or inside whenever you're running it on low. So it'll be good for filming at night while Captain G cooking in y'all. But during the day, I'm sure y'all can still hear it a little bit, but it ain't terrible. But so far, I can feel the cold air blowing all the way to the front, which is, I never do. 81.4, so steadily dropping. So I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna start putting my insulation back on the bottom, getting that cut, get the top side insulation done. Then we're gonna have to go outside and figure out the piece I'm gonna put on the outside to block off the hole. So let me get to it. Got that piece in. I just gotta fit up all my other ones. Whew! 79 degrees. Steadily dropping. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that and we'll check the time and see what our temperature is. Alright y'all, let's do a little update. It's 11:17 right now. And we are down to 72.9 degrees, 72.8. So if I can keep 75, I'll be happy. So it's still dropping. I'm gonna see how low it's actually gonna go. Then I think I'm gonna go ahead and set it on about 75 and open the blinds up to make as if we're cruising down the bayou, just to kind of see how it's gonna handle with the windows open. So I do plan on doing ceramic tint at some point, but I want to see how it's gonna do without it. And if it can stay around 75 in here with the windows, with the blinds open where we're driving, I'll be plenty satisfied with that. That's a lot better than 86, 90 degrees. This piece here, don't think it's gonna fit back because that air conditioner, I think I slid over a little bit more this way. So that's gonna be too short. I'm gonna have to cut this bigger, but it's probably gonna leave some gaps. So I might measure it out, cut it out and see, and I might just better put some moldings around it to kind of dress it back up. Because I don't feel like going to buy a whole sheet of that paneling just for one little thing like that. See if it fits. Come on, big dog, get in there. Alright. Just like I said, they're gonna have this little gap right here and then the gap on the other side, but we'll trim that out so y'all can see how this is. The other air conditioner sat a little higher, and then on the side we got a little gap there, and underneath somewhat okay. So yeah, pretty much a little molding all the way around, or like I said, a shelf up here, molding on the side and bottom side. Ought to take care of it. So let me get that thing fired back up. We already jumping to 71 degrees already. Almost 72 that quick. So them front windows, you can feel the radiant heat. It's like super bad. So that's what I'm thinking. Going with ceramic tint ought to cut a lot of that out. So that ought to really be nice with this air conditioner and that done. I think we're gonna have some. Alright, it's been a little bit. Let me see what time it is. We're about 12:19 right now. Then I went ahead and opened all the windows up. Got my foam things I usually keep to block the sun. Took everything out. Got the full windows open. We're still at about 70 degrees right now. Almost 71. So it's starting to inch up a little bit. But kind of curious to see how it's going to hold with all the windows open. So while that's doing that, I'm going to try to do a little bit of vacuuming. Try to get my table back in place. Start getting the inside back organized. And we just going to let that thing run. See what our test results are going to be. But y'all can hear that thing is slowing down. I set the temperature to 73 on the remote. It's showing 72 there. 74.3 on my little gauge. And she's slowing down. So definitely should hold 75 in here. 76 easy. So that's what I was hoping at least be able to keep it around 75. Still got the windows open. Sun shining bright in here. So it's probably around, it's about 1 o'clock right now. So that's a good sign. We're getting into the hottest part of the day. And it's still feeling good in here. So I'm gonna continue this, clean up everything. Come check back about, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock. See how it's holding up at that time. Alright y'all, trying something different. I went ahead and hooked it up to my solar setup, to my, running it off of solar power right now, off my battery bank. I'm gonna get it out right sooner or later. So y'all can hear it right now. It's pulling about 500 watts because I think my icebox is, no, my icebox ain't running. So it's pulling about 510 watts right now. I got my TV on and my lights also, so it's showing 500. But it went from like 800 watts all the way down to about 200 watts. And it's lifting up just a little bit right now. But the way that air conditioner works, that compresses variable speed. So it ain't just on wide open and then kicks off. Instead of doing that, it will just vary the RPMs of the compressor. So it's pretty efficient the way it's working. So I bumped the temperature up to about 70. We're gonna try to see if it holds about 76 in here, which would still be comfortable, but less strain on the battery bank. I turned it on about 2 o'clock. I'm gonna let it run for a couple hours and see where my battery is at. Cause the Alright y'all, we are 5 o'clock right now. I just cut the unit off and check our battery. We're at 76%, 77 degrees. So they're pretty good. Y'all can see it dropped about 75%. I ran for what, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I ran it 3 hours of the solar system, and it's about down to 75%. So what that's telling me, I got double the BTU than what I had before, and burning about the same amount of energy off my batteries on a sunny day. So it's doing pretty much the same thing as the 5,000 BTU. The difference is I'm holding at 77 degrees, and the little unit, it would probably be about 86 to 89 degrees right now about this time of the day. So I'm gonna call that a success. So yesterday, after I drank my coffee, kind of cleaned up in here a little bit, found a piece of wood to cover the back, and then I got sidetracked editing the video that y'all seen last. So I had to get that video done, and it was a little more tricky than I thought putting it together. Took a lot of time involved in it, but I got that knocked out the way. So today I'm gonna try to get that last piece I gotta get cut out and fitted to the backside on the outside out there. And right now I'm running another test with the AC. I got her cranked up wide open, much as she can go, and I'm running it off the little generator. See how the little generator was gonna handle it. And with it at full-blown acceleration mode, pedal to the metal, the generator's handling it no trouble. It's down to 62 degrees in here, which is starting to make my joints hurt, so we definitely ain't gonna keep it there. But I just wanted to see how that generator would handle this thing, pumping all it can pump out, and definitely not gonna be a problem. So I'll let y'all listen how high it's revved up at the moment. It's not terrible. It definitely ain't maxed out, and it's doing good. Y'all feel the wind blowing off that thing? Shoot. Oh, I got y'all a little fogged up. It done got so cold in here. But yeah, y'all can hear the generator's really not much more elevated than it was with the little 5,000. Now, once I crank that thing back to 72 and all that, it drops the power by like half, so it only pulls like 25% load on the generator, so it really does well. But I just wanted to see how cool it would get in here. .62 and still dropping, so I'm gonna go try to get some measurements and start fitting that back wall, that piece. Now that I just slipped it on in place, checking to see how it fits. Now that I'm happy, we're off to paint. So this is coat number 1, and I went ahead and applied 2 good coats to it before I let it dry. It's about 3:30 now. It is hot as can be. Got my panel all painted up. So now, let me go install this. And then the AC project will be pretty much done. Alright, so we got everything welded up now. So all I got left is install this. Got my holes marked out. Drill my holes, bolt this down, and then I can slide that whole unit against the bolt. And that should be it for the trailer. So this trailer should be ready to roll after this, besides, you know, checking bearings and stuff like that, which is, I ain't really use the trailer but to pull the boat in and out the water. So I think she'll be ready, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get the drill and drill them holes, slide her in place. That should be a wrap. Alright, y'all, I think that's gonna just about wrap up this video. We got a good bit accomplished on this dry docking. Got the much needed upgraded AC installed. Did the modifications I needed to do to the trailer. So I'm pretty happy with this dry docking. So now all we got left to do is get this little girl back in the water and get back to doing some camping trips. So hope y'all enjoyed this how-to video. Hopefully it helps some of y'all who's looking into maybe upgrading to AC like this. But if y'all made it this far, we appreciate y'all watching. And I guess we'll catch y'all next time, hopefully out on the water. Captain J on board the Cajun yacht. Later on. Peace.